Hello, and welcome to Art from Heart Beyond the Canvas. I'm your host, Avni Shriram, the founder of Art from Heart, and today we'll be diving into the world of art and STEM education. We're thrilled to have Mr. Jeffrey Branchaud as our guest. Mr. Branchaud teaches at Pleasanton Middle School in Pleasanton, California. He teaches an Introduction to Medical Science course for the 6th grade elective program, an Introduction to Engineering course for the 7th grade elective program, and an Advanced Medical Science course as part of the 8th grade elective program. This is his 27th year teaching at Pleasanton Middle School and his 34th year teaching overall. In June of 2026, he plans to retire and open a new chapter in his life. Thank you for joining us today, Mr. Branchaud. We're really excited to have you as our guest and share your journey with our audience.
Oh, super. It's a pleasure to be here. So thank you very much.
Of course, yeah. So first off, I would just like to ask you, what initially inspired you to pursue your field in teaching?
All right. It all began in high school for me. And I went to Bishop O'Dowd High School in Oakland, California. And there I came across some of the best teachers I've ever had. And so one in particular, his name is Eric Teal. And that guy, and eventually I'll say he eventually went to Amador to teach there. But anyway, while at O'Dowd, I was in his class for honors biology, and I took a marine biology course that was an inspiration a little bit later on for me to get my degree in marine biology. And then some of the other things he was involved with. He was one of those teachers that was loved by everybody, highly involved with the school, highly involved with the students. And some of the things he did outside of classes, he was the moderator for the ski club, and we had numerous trips up to the Sierras to go skiing. Let's see, what else did he do? He ran hiking club, and then at the very end of the year, when school let out, he had 3 trips for river rafting trips for the entire student body on the South Fork of the American River. So, a teacher like that, you see him in the classroom. His style of teaching was outside the box. And he was one of those teachers that you just had to give your entire best to please him and learn as much as you can from him. So that was the inspiration there. And like I said, he eventually left Bishop O'Dowd and went out to teach at Amador Valley High School in Pleasanton. And then when I left Alameda teaching and went out to Pleasanton, I was hoping one day that I'd be able to teach alongside of my mentor and my inspiration for teaching. So there you go.
Yeah, that's wonderful. And I mean, I'm a high school student. I totally understand. Like, I have some teachers that are very inspirational to me, and that makes a lot of sense. And it's really great that you're into teaching students and the next generation. So that's wonderful. And the next question I just wanted to ask you is, how do you use creativity in your field, and do you have any strategies that you use to spark creativity when you're feeling stuck in the teaching context?
Okay. A couple of things that we have, because I also taught science and then part of the CTE program, the Career Technical Education. And in each of those different, sets of curriculum, that we have standards that we have to follow. But the one fortunate thing for me was I was given freedom to put my self-expression and get creative on how I actually taught the class, which was nice. And you try as a teacher to get a read of where your students' strengths and weaknesses are, and try to bring out the best in them. So I tried to use that and incorporate stories in terms of trying to explain different concepts in science. And then I've created in lesson plans fictitious characters that bring home the concept of what we're trying to teach. And then finally, incorporate students in my story, so like they are part of the story. And so it creates a memory, like a file folder memory of the concept that I'm trying to teach, and it gets their attention. And the teacher talk is like a hook. So I'm trying to hook the kids in. They're part of the story, and in the process, they're learning about the important concept. So try to do that. And the other thing is like I said before, the freedom to do different things. And I try to consider myself one of those teachers that likes to think outside of the box. And it's kind of counterintuitive to some administrators who want strict, regimented curriculum, but you know what? That's not me. And so I think over the years that has been successful, and I hope that the students learn from my style of teaching. And once again, it's not for everybody, but hopefully it'll be successful enough to make a difference in their lives.
Yeah, no, I mean, this teaching style sounds wonderful. I would want to be one of your students. And I mean, I feel like learning in a really interactive way really makes the knowledge stick. So that sounds really nice. And I bet your students would be learning a lot from that interactive experience. So that's really wonderful. And now just to continue with like school and students, can you share any humorous mistake that you encountered in your journey and what you learned from it?
All right. There have been many, but all right. Okay, here we go. All right, for your audience, this is probably one of the most embarrassing moments. It happened 2 years ago, and one of the things I had was a aquaponics research program, and then because of COVID, that got canceled, so I had an aquarium sitting there. So it sat for a couple of years, and then I wanted to reestablish the aquarium in the classroom. So I went out and got a 55-gallon aquarium, and I wanted to bring back goldfish. And so the kids helped me set it up, great group of kids. And then I'm like, hey, here's a great idea. You know what? Let's let them name the fish. Well, yeah, we'll see what happens. So anyway, so then, okay, they named the fish, which was all good. And at the time, one of the kids named one of the goldfish in there Zesty Bestie. So I'm like, okay, whatever. It didn't mean anything to me, and okay, whatever. So then time went on, and we were getting ready for back to school night, where parents come in and meet the teacher and everything. So we wanted to get the aquarium all set up. I took pictures of the fish, and then once I had the pictures, I got them copied, posted them up to the right of the aquarium, and I also typed out the name, laminated that, put that up there. And then about a day or so before the parents came in, a couple kids go, oh, come on, Branchaud, you got to do a TikTok with us. And I'm like, no. And so anyway, then, of course, you know how kids are. They started badgering me, and then they wear you out. So they wore me out, and I caved. So okay, this is what you have to do. Here's a Hydro Flask. So they gave me a Hydro Flask, and they go, you got to say, hey, I'm your Zesty Bestie. So I'm like, that's all I have to do? Okay, whatever. So I did it. And then laughter broke out with the group of kids that were in the classroom. And I had no clue what was going on. And finally, they told me what it was. And I turned like 3 shades red. Oh my gosh. I'm telling you, it was one of the most embarrassing moments. Luckily, it wasn't in front of the whole class. It was during this time we call Pride Time. They did it during that time. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I was red as a beet. And immediately my eyes got wide. I'm like, oh no, parents are coming in tomorrow. And I ran over to the aquarium and took down the name of the goldfish right there. And of course, we had to rename them. And the kids finally came up with Captain Jack Sparrow. So yeah, that's what the kids, they got me. So I got to give them props for pulling one over on me. I'm like, so the life lesson here is, as much as I want to learn about the kids' pop culture and their vocabulary and all of that, I cannot trust kids anymore about that. And also, never get involved with a TikTok with a student again, because you never know what's going to happen. So there you go.
Yeah, that's a really funny story. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I mean, I would say like that's really interesting, because I feel like now, like Gen Z and Gen Alpha, they have their own like pop culture that's centered around like social media, and then previous generations are more about other things. So I feel like there's always like that kind of disconnect, but that's a really funny story.
Okay. Great.
But yeah, thanks for sharing that.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, you're welcome.
Yeah. This next question, this one's like more fun, more like imaginative. So, if you could collaborate with anyone, who would it be and what kind of project would you envision with them?
Okay. Um, One of the things that came up over COVID and continues today on a couple of the news programs, there's a physician that's very often asked to come on this one news program and give his medical advice. And I'm like, wow, as a teacher, I'm learning so much about him and what, about COVID, vaccines, and all of a sudden, boom, this light bulb went on in my head. I go, you know what? If I was to have a dream or a wish, and it's funny you mentioned this question, that I wish I could collaborate with this one physician who comes on. His name is Dr. Vin Gupta, and he's a physician from the Department of Health and Metric Sciences up in Seattle, Washington. So that's the person. Now, because I teach the introduction to medical science with my little sixth graders and the advanced medical science program with my eighth graders, one of the programs or projects that I would love to collaborate with him and use his expertise to develop is have him share his way of what he and his staff do about medical testing. What do the lab technicians do after blood is drawn and all that? Where does it go? How do they test it? How do they test for different diseases? And what are the signatures of the protein that they on a bacteria or virus? How do they do that? So I would love to have him collaborate with me to create like an assignment where my students could actually learn the testing techniques and see if we could work out something, not for real diseases, but have fictitious diseases, but have certain signatures on there that would indicate a different disease. And so that they can learn what the disease is there. And so that they get the process. Now, once they get the process, then what I would love is to create a lab assignment for the different diseases. They learn the technique, they test for it, and then once different groups test for the disease, then what happens then? You got the disease, now you got to learn from it. And it goes back to being creative and real world experience. Okay, you got your disease. Now, how is that disease being treated? So then the final part of that project would be the kids will learn about the different treatments for the different bacteria and viruses and the importance of the use of antibiotics, and also inform them about the overuse of antibiotics and what antibiotics should be used for in these situations, so that we try to avoid any bacteria for antibiotic resistance.
Wow, that sounds like a great project. Yeah, and I mean, I know like I've seen Dr. Fauci and Dr.
Uh-huh.
Gupta on the news, and I mean, I really think that their role is really important because there are all these medical professionals who are doing their thing, but we don't really get to hear from them. So,
Mm-hmm.
getting to hear from them from like the news, I think that's really inspirational. So, and I mean, I think this project sounds great. And I mean, COVID really brought to light like how these big pandemics can happen with viruses and bacteria, of course, too. So that's really
Exactly.
wonderful. Yeah.
All righty.
Yeah. And then our last question for today, what is one key piece of advice you would offer to young people pursuing their passions?
All righty. My class is like real different than any others when you come in. And one of the things I want to do is to give students an opportunity. And since I teach middle school, they're trying to figure everything out. They're trying to figure out where they fit in socially, where they fit in here, where they fit in there. So my advice to the students as they're trying to find out what they want to do is through middle school and beyond in high school. That's pretty much where you're going to have a good idea. And then on to colleges, you know what? Find out what interests you. Get involved with the middle school clubs. Get involved with high school. High school opens up many doors. Take advantage of what's out there because something's going to stick. Something is going to interest you. So when you do find that, go for it. You know, go put 110% at what makes you happy, and you're like, oh my gosh, I love doing this. And potentially you might be able to meet people that you can make a career out of. And then there's one other thing that goes along with that, and it's just a quote that I actually share with the students on the first day of school, and it's by the recording artist Eminem. And Eminem, in one of his songs, he says, if you had one shot, one opportunity to seize everything you wanted, one moment, would you capture it or would you let it slip? And so that holds true to the students, especially in high school, about, like I said, there's all these opportunities and beyond. What route are you going to take? Are you going to take the pathway, or are you going to get distracted by other things that are out there in high school? So basically, think about this, and opportunities are there. Are you going to take advantage of it, or are you going to let an opportunity for potential career or who knows what? Or are you going to let it slip? So that's my advice to anybody out there that may be in high school or beyond. Take advantage of every opportunity, because you know what? It may never happen again.
Yeah, that's a great piece of advice. I mean, I think now, like, navigating which path to choose as a high schooler, it can be very confusing just because there's so many different things you can do. And also, of course, there's a lot of other stuff that happens in high school. So I would say, like, that's definitely tricky. And I mean, just starting in middle school to discover your passions when you have a lot of time is a really good thing to do. So yeah, thank you for sharing that.
Oh,
That was great.
absolutely.
And I love the
Absolutely.
quote actually. Yeah, I mean Eminem, a lot of people listen to Eminem, but yeah, I mean
Uh-huh.
that's connected, like that connects perfectly to what you were saying. So
Oh,
that's great.
perfect.
Yeah,
Oh,
so
super.
it's been really great talking to you, and thank you so much for sharing your incredible journey, Mr. Branchaud, and your insights with us today. And it's been a pleasure hearing about your experiences and the passion that you bring to teaching. And I'm sure that our listeners have gained a lot of valuable insight and inspiration from your story. And to everyone tuning in, thank you for joining us on this episode of Art from Heart Beyond the Canvas. We really hope you enjoyed this conversation as much as we did. Be sure to subscribe and stay connected for more exciting episodes exploring the intersection of art and creativity in all its forms. Until next time, stay creative.